Hey everybody, happy Saturday. James from JDM, I can't even say that. I got my Daytona shirt on. Repping as we get closer to Daytona season, which I guess you can say can kind of kickstart in February. But before we do that, a little bit of wrestling talk here. I'm going to review Smackdown from yesterday in London, England. I believe they were at the Wembley Arena. I guess one of the most famous arenas in the world. It's like the 40s or something. I never knew that. But yeah, we're kind of more or so on the road to Saturday night's main event, which is happening next Saturday night. Seems to obviously be more heavily promoting in that event as opposed to the Royal Rumble, even though we've kind of started planting the seeds to the Rumble, which probably this has to be one of the most weakest promoted Royal Rumbles in a long time. But either way, that is besides the point. SmackDown kicked off with Drew McIntyre coming out. Had the bagpipes going since he is the newly crowned heavyweight champion or universal champion. What is it? WWE undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. But yeah, he came down, basically kind of did a face promo since they are in Europe, so the fans were eating that up. Goes ahead and says that finally the only person that you should be thanking for this is myself. So then he goes back to his classic Drew ways. Pretty by the numbers promo. Randy Orton comes out basically stating that he wants the title, and then the Miz comes down. Jacob Fatu comes down, and they're kind of brawling with Drew. They go off into the crowd. Randy Orton's laughing, and I think that's when the Miz comes out, goes to commercial break, and then we got our first qualifying match to set up for Saturday night's main event, number one contender. Obviously, Randy Orton's going to win that one pretty convincingly, so he's the first one to qualify for that. We also had a couple other qualifying matches. Damian Priest went against Solo Sikoa. Priest won that match. Again, pretty by the numbers contest there. There was two other ones, obviously. The main event was Sami Zayn up against Ilya Dragunov. That was a really good match. Again, two competitors that obviously are not going to have a bad match. Sami Zayn came out on top of that. Obviously, you want to have him going into Montreal, which is where Saturday night's main event is, which is going to make me lead to believe that he's going to win the Fatal 4-Way, because then he's going over to Saudi Arabia, where he was born, or his family was born. So he's of Saudi descent as well. So this kind of leads, obviously, from going to Montreal to Saudi Arabia. So I picked to face Drew at the Royal Rumble is Sami Zayn. I don't think Sami's going to get the world title, but he'll have a good reaction there anyway. And the other Fatal 4-Way number one contenders match was Matt Cardona against Trick Williams, his Lemon Peppa Steppas. Obviously, Trick Williams coming out on top of that one, so we're already kind of not really treating Matt Cardona very well, because even Kit Wilson got his licks in on Cardona. But I think Cardona will have a good run once he kind of finds his personality, gets his gimmick going. I think he'll have a good singles run. I can see him getting an IC title or a US title at some point. But Trick Williams, future world champion, good to see him get into this Fatal 4-Way, and he will definitely have a good outing on that, I presume. What else happened on this show? So yeah, just to kind of reiterate the Fatal 4-Way, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Trick Williams, Damian Priest, my pick, Sami Zayn to win that Fatal 4-Way. Cody Rhodes was also on the show as well. Kind of got some boos when he initially came out, which was kind of interesting and intriguing. I kind of like the sounds of that. But Cody Rhodes came out, kind of really said that, you know what, I kind of got too comfortable being champion right? And when you get too comfortable, sometimes you kind of let your own guard down and you make mistakes, alluding to the cage match or 3 Stages of Hell match last week. So Cody Rhodes basically wants to know, well, what's next. He can't invoke his rematch clause, so he's like, well, gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna be the first entrant into the 2026 Royal Rumble match. Crowd kind of popped for it, and he also alluded that only one other person has won it 3 times, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he kind of wants to be the next one to do that. So yeah, my pick to win the 2026 Royal Rumble currently is Cody Rhodes to get that 3rd win and maybe have that heel turn coming up. I didn't really get any heel inklings this week, but I really do think it's coming. A little bit later on, Jacob Fatu came down and was kind of yelling to Cody Rhodes to come down. They came down again, got into a brawl, so it's going to be Jacob Fatu against Cody Rhodes next Saturday at Saturday night's main event, and I think that feud is going to boil over into the Royal Rumble, where, if I could say, if Cody Rhodes does not win the Royal Rumble, it may be because of Jacob Fatu. So interesting to see where that goes, but as of this moment, I do not see Cody Rhodes losing the Royal Rumble. I think he is the favorite so far. But pretty by the numbers, Smackdown. It was an okay episode. We had Jordan Grace and Jay Cargill kind of bicker a little bit. I don't know if that match was announced for Saturday night's main event or not, but that one should be coming up as well. There's a number one contenders match thing next Friday for the women's tag team titles, so we'll kind of see where that goes as well. Yeah, decent episode of SmackDown. Definitely not as good as the last 2 weeks, but I mean, you can't really have a excellent episode of WWE TV on a consistent basis. But yeah, interesting to see how next week plays out. We got SmackDown in Montreal. We have the Saturday night's main event also in Montreal. So going to be a big weekend of wrestling coming up for Saturday night's main event. A lot of them shows are okay. It's not really a PLE. It's more of just a TV special, even though it streams live on Peacock, which you need a subscription for. I'm in Canada, so I get to just watch it on YouTube whenever I see fit. So, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you for the next one.